Yeah, usually when I do this, I write something down, but I don't have anything written down, so I'm just gonna kind of go at it. But I was just thinking a lot in these last couple days of this grief that I have for this former relationship and kind of what's associated with that, the pain that is associated with that grief, and also kind of trying to take that experience and use it to move forward with my life, but then kind of struggling to look at that situation and assess like what was my fault, what was their fault, and learn how to take proper accountability. And I was realizing how hurt I still am, even though it's been months, and this grief that I still have. And I'm no longer attached to this person. So I'm like, I'm not really sure what I'm like grieving because it's not really them anymore because I've been able to sit with like, this person wasn't for me and this person isn't good for me and it was never going to work. And that's fine. But yet I still feel this like strong pain of I'm just so confused. I don't know why I still have this really consuming pain where it's like it's the first thing I think about when I wake up. It's the last thing I think about before I go to bed. And I don't understand it. And I think a big part of it comes from grieving the life and the life that I thought I've had and the person that I thought I'd be. And I think that shows itself in a lot of different places because, a lot of times when I start thinking about it, the way it clicks is when I do something that is something I used to share with this person or something that just will remind me of them. And I think about like how much I wanted those moments to keep lasting or how much I wanted new moments to last with this person or to happen with this person. So when I experience something new or I experience joy or honestly any emotion now, I get really upset or kind of sad because I'm like, I thought that this would be something I'd be able to share with you. And now I don't know where to put it because I don't really have someone to share it with. And so it's frustrating. And then specifically if I experience something good in my life, I think I feel a lot of like guilt because I never imagined myself being happy without them, and now I am. And even though I know I should move on, it feels like a betrayal, and it's hard, and I just feel like I'm betraying myself and this person, but I also don't have any attachment to this person anymore. So I don't know why I'm still clinging to this when I know I shouldn't be. I think I'm also just grieving, like I said, the person I thought I'd be, because now every aspect of my life is different than what I imagined it would look like, which includes the person I'm becoming. And so even when I find myself having moments of growth, I feel a lot ashamed as well because I'm like, well, I'm becoming a better person than when I was with you. And it's like I just feel bad because I wanted to grow with them, but also because now I'm like, was I not good enough as I was in this relationship? Have I, you know, grown too late? Have I matured too late? Have I changed too late? And that's when I move into the kind of rumination that brings a lot of guilt. And I'm trying to constantly determine when I should hold myself accountable and when I shouldn't. And when can I, when should I let go and say, that wasn't my fault. I didn't do anything wrong, or at least I did what I could. I can't let someone else's actions and behaviors define me. And that's surprisingly really, really difficult for me. I didn't think that would be something that would be so hard, but it's like when you sit there and you write through it and you think about I didn't realize how hard it is for someone like me to accept that like not everything's in my control. And it makes sense when you think about it logically, right? Like on paper. But when it comes to actually practicing that, it's really difficult. And it's confusing because I know it should be easy. I know I should be able to be like, this person hurt me, this person did this wrong, this person did that. And yet I still try to find a way to like say, well, maybe I did something to provoke that or did something to deserve that. And it's so frustrating because it always comes back. It always comes back to me. And I don't know why I let myself do that. And then I think it also then makes it hard to actually hold myself accountable for things that I need to hold myself accountable for, because I've conditioned myself into feeling, on one side of it, I say, well, maybe it's all my fault, right? And that's by saying it's all my fault, it turns into this like extreme hurt, this extreme shame about the person that I am. So anytime there is valid moments where I go, maybe I should have done that differently. That was wrong, and I should hold myself accountable, it just hurts because it's like I feel it so intensely because I'm so used to the everything is my fault. And I take all of that blame, and then it doesn't even allow me to actually take accountability for things that I should, if that makes sense. It's confusing. And it's frustrating because I think you can hold yourself accountable. I think you can reflect and you can mature and you can grow without it having to hurt so much, but it does. I just feel so hurt still when I think about it. And it sucks. I have so many nights, so many mornings where it's like it just consumes my thoughts. I wouldn't say it gets in the way of like functioning as a person, but it's there. It's like there in the back of your head. It's like the stain on kind of your consciousness. It's hard to see yourself in a good manner. It's hard to engage with other people and just the world when you're sitting there convincing yourself like, well, I'm a bad person and I'm not deserving of love and I'm not deserving of being here and those kinds of things. It's so confusing. I feel my brain splitting in two from this shame and guilt of like, I want to hold myself accountable, and I get really overwhelmed sometimes when I'm like, wow, maybe I'm just a terrible person. I'm just a bad person. And I have all of these things I want to work on, but I don't know how to just, I also don't have the patience to, and give myself the time to grow into those things. I just kind of explode and then don't do anything at all. And then I also don't know how to manage like stepping back and being like, maybe this person did me wrong. And it's hard for me to accept that because I don't want to claim like I've been like used or like taken advantage of. Like I never want to claim that. Like I try so hard to hold myself accountable, but at some point I'm realizing that maybe in this process of healing, I need to learn to like really tackle and wrestle with the fact that like this person hurt me, this person did something that was wrong. Because despite me being able to sympathize with this person and understand where they're coming from and maybe what led them to act the way they did, it doesn't make it just like, okay, they still hurt me. They still did me wrong. And so I'm just trying to learn to sit with that guilt and shame and turn it into something positive instead of letting it consume me and saying, I'm just an awful person and I'm just terrible and I'm not worthy of love and I'm not capable of being loved. I have to just accept, like, just gotta do what you can. I have to like rewire my brain, like, wake up every day, do what you can, just one step at a time. If you have the long-term goal, you can't think of the long-term goal right now. You can't think of where you'll be at in 3 years because that's a long time. You just have to be like, what am I going to do today to get there? And you just do that every day for the next however many years. And I need to learn to be better at that, because then I think you can turn that guilt and shame into something that actually matters.